Yamunatira Vanachari. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Premanande, Haribo. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chaksurunmilitan Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Bandeham Shri Guru Shri Yata Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sakrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajevam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishaka Nitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Goranke Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhaevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So today we are celebrating the Snan Yatra, which is the bathing ceremony for Lord Jagannath. And it's also the disappearance day of two very prominent followers of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Mukunda Datta and Sridhar Pandit. So we'll speak first about the Jagannath Rath Yatra, something, and then we'll go on to speak about Mukunda. So this bathing festival of Lord Jagannath is actually the birthday of Lord Jagannath. This is the day in which Lord Jagannath appeared in this form. So it's celebrated in this way by having the auspicious bathing of the deities. And then after the bathing of the deities, then it is said that the deities are a little sick because they've been bathed. This weather, this time of the year, very hot and humid, and sometimes very cold when it rains. Temperature changes a lot. It's so easy to get sick. And so Lord Jagannath, Lord Balaram and Subhadra Maharani, the three of them were all not so well after the bathing ceremony, and they retire to some private place, and there's no darshan for 14 days. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was residing in Jagannath Puri, he was accustomed to go and see Lord Jagannath every day. Every morning he would go there to see Lord Jagannath. And so when the Snan Yatra takes place, then there's no more darshan. So the altar is empty. So it is said at that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he would go to Alanath, which is about 30 kilometers or more away from Jagannath Puri. And in Alanath, there's a special deity there. It's actually a Vishnu deity. We're not allowed in. Orissa is very conservative, and they don't allow non-Hindus by birth anyway. People who are not Hindu by birth are not allowed into the temple. Anyway, it's a very important temple, and actually when they were renovating it, at that time Gaur Govinda Maharaj was giving, was it Gaur Govinda or Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, was it? They were rolling the bidis so that they could finish it, get it finished quicker. Wanted to finish quicker. And so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would come there to Alanath, and he would stay there for the whole 14 days where there was no darshan of Lord Jagannath. He would come and take darshan of Alanath, which is a Vishnu form. Now Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is preaching Krishna Bhakti. So why is he so attracted to come there to see this form of Lord Vishnu? But it's found out that this deity of Lord Vishnu is worshipped by Vishnu mantra. Rather Krishna mantra. It's a Vishnu deity which is worshipped by Krishna mantras. So it's explained that there's a pastime of Lord Krishna hiding from the gopis in Vrindavan. And Krishna likes to play these tricks with the gopis. So the gopis are looking everywhere where's Krishna, where's he gone, where's that boy, where's our sweetheart? So Krishna disguised himself, he transformed himself into Lord Vishnu. So the gopis came running and they saw who they thought it was Lord Vishnu. So they all bowed down and paid their obeisances. But then they inquired from Lord Vishnu, did you see where Krishna went? Did you see which way Krishna had gone? So Krishna is playing the part of Vishnu, and he said, oh yeah, he went over there, he's that way, just go that way. And so the gopis went running, tried to catch Krishna. But when Srimati Radharani came, then Lord Vishnu was no longer able to maintain his four-arm form, and he revealed his actual form as Lord Krishna. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would come to that temple, and on the floor of that temple you can see impressions where the stone actually melted due to the ecstasy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would feel great ecstasy coming to see that form of Lord Vishnu, because he understood this is actually Krishna, it's not Vishnu. So even today you can see there the impressions on the stone. And just nearby, just 1 minute away practically from that temple of Alanath, is the Gaudiya Math temple. So Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, he constructed temple there also in Alanath, because it's an important place connected with the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would stay there for 14 days, and after 14 days he would come back and he would have the Gundicha Marjanam and get ready for Rath Yatra and for the reappearance of Lord Jagannath. So today is just the bathing of the deities, and then no longer seen. So we were saying today is also the disappearance day of two illustrious Vaishnavas, one of whom is Mukunda Datta. And Mukunda Datta is very prominent in the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, particularly those pastimes in Mayapur, because Mukunda Datta was a class friend of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that they were in the same class, so they grew up together. And Mukunda was a very nice devotee, and we know in the early pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was portraying the pastimes of scholarship, and he was known as Nimai Pandit. So he would take pleasure in arguing with Mukunda Datta, and they would fight with each other. They'd have arguments based on logic, and Nimai would really relish these battles, debating with Mukunda and defeating him. And it became so bad that Mukunda would not want to see, if he saw Nimai Pandit coming, he'd go and he'd run away or he'd hide. He didn't want to confront him, because he knew, oh, he's going to debate with me again. Oh no, I don't want to get in another argument with him, and I can never defeat him, and whatever I say he will twist it, and oh no, he would just try to stay as much as he could away from Nimai Pandit. So Chaitanya Bhagavat describes that at one point when Nimai Pandit saw Mukunda running away from him, he told his servant, he said, he's running away from me. He said, just wait till I assume my pastimes of devotion. I will show him such intense devotion, he will never want to leave me. So, Mukunda Datta, he was able to see these pastimes of devotion after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had gone to Gaya and taken his initiation from Ishwara Puri. Then, when he came back to Mayapur, it was Mukunda Datta who was singing beautiful songs of Krishna's pastimes, giving solace to the mind of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because of course Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had gone to Kanai Natsala, and there also he had had a very heavy, very real experience in feeling separation from Krishna, seeing Krishna and then being separate from him. So he came back to Mayapur and he was in that mood of separation from Krishna, and it was Mukunda Datta who was giving solace to him by singing beautiful songs about Krishna's pastimes. Mukunda Datta was, it said that previously he was a singer in Vrindavan. There were two brothers, Mukunda Datta and Vasudev Datta, and they were both singers in Braja. One was Madhukanta and one was Madhuvrat. So they came in Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes, and Mukunda particularly was regularly singing beautiful songs and appropriate verses from the Bhagavatam to suit the minds of different devotees. It was Mukunda who brought Gadadhar to meet Pundarik Vijayanidhi. When Pundarik Vijayanidhi came first to Navadvip, nobody really knew him. Lord Chaitanya knew, of course, but other people didn't know. So Mukunda told Gadadhar, a great Vaishnava has come, you have to come and see him. And Gadadhar was the renounced brahmachari. So he came to see Pundarik Vijayanidhi. Pundarik Vijayanidhi had quite a big estate. He owned a lot of property. So he was a wealthy man. And he came with his servants, and Gadadhar came to see how this Pundarik Vijayanidhi is. And Gadadhar was shocked. He thought, this person, he can be a great devotee. He looks like a materialist. Because he was dressed in the best cloth, and his hair was nicely decorated and set. And then he had so many nice things in front of him, different sherbets and namkins and different sweets. Then people were also fanning him. Then he just looked like he didn't look very renounced at all. And Gadadhar, because he's a brahmachari, and so he sees this person, and he thinks, what kind of devotee is this? But then Mukunda could understand his mind, and Mukunda began to sing from the Bhagavatam, Aho Bhakiyam Stanakala Kutam Jagam Sayapayanad Apya Sadvi. Like that, he was singing that very nice verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam, that who could be more fortunate than this Bhakti? Bhakti means the sister of Bakasura. There are three in the family, right? Agasura also is from that family. Nice family, huh? Baka, Aga, and Putana. My goodness. Ooh. So anyway, he sang that verse. Who could be more fortunate than Putana, because although she came with the intention of poisoning Lord Krishna, Lord Krishna gave her the greatest mercy. Who could be more merciful than Lord Krishna? That's the point. Who could be more merciful than Krishna, that he gave mercy to this Putana who came with poison on her breast with the intention of killing Krishna. But Krishna accepts her as his mother. So hearing that verse awakened such intense bhava in the mind of Pundarik Vijayanidhi that he became ecstatic. He fell off his seat, he rolled on the ground, the floor became flooded in tears, and he remained in that condition for a considerable time. And so when Gadadhar saw the display of ecstatic love, then Gadadhar understood, oh, he is really a great devotee. And Gadadhar considered, I must have committed offense to him. And Gadadhar decided, he took the permission from Lord Chaitanya, he took initiation from Pundarik Vijayanidhi. So it was due to the help of Mukunda. Mukunda brought him there, convinced him to come there to meet this, to see this Pundarik Vijayanidhi, and it was Mukunda who sang that verse which awakened the bhava in Pundarik Vijayanidhi. So Mukunda was really playing an important role there. And we see also that it was another important pastime in relation to Mukunda was when they did drama, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was playing the part of the goddess of fortune, and it was Mukunda who was singing songs for the drama. Mukunda was performing, he was singing all the different songs. When Lord Chaitanya performed his pastime of the 21 hours of ecstasy on the altar of Lord Vishnu, he was giving benedictions to everyone. Even people, other devotees didn't know, like Sridhar. They didn't know, they'd never heard of Sridhar. Lord Chaitanya had to tell them where to go and find him. And Lord Chaitanya was giving benedictions to everyone, telling them different things which had happened. He was revealing to them his divine nature, and he was giving them blessings. But he never called Mukunda. And all the devotees were surprised that, you know, Mukunda is very dear to you. He's your very dear friend. He's been with you for so long, and you always take so much pleasure in his singing. Why don't you call Mukunda and give him blessings? But when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard Mukunda's name, he said, I don't want to hear that person. I don't want to hear about that person. I don't want anything more to do with that person. He is Kanda Jatiya. Kanda Jatiya. Kanda means straw, and Jati means a stick. So sometimes he's like a straw in the mouth, and sometimes he's got a stick and he's beating me. The devotees were all surprised. They said, what? Mukunda? Mukunda, he's your dear, you know, your very dear devotee, and he's a wonderful devotee. And you associate with him, you know, he's been with you for so long. What is wrong? What offense has he done? Why is it you're talking like this? We're so surprised to hear all of this from you. So then Lord Chaitanya explained to them, he said, this Mukunda, sometimes he will sit with me and we will talk about devotion, and he will say, yes, Bhakti is the supreme. Bhakti is the ultimate, it's the goal. Prema punarto mahan. We should develop love for God. It's only by devotion. And he will say, be humble, lower than the straw in the street, like this, offer all respects to others. At that time, he's got a straw in his mouth. He's taking the straw in his teeth. But at other times, he goes other places, he goes to other sampradayas, and he goes to meet with other people who are preaching not bhakti, but they're preaching like things like from the Yoga Vashishta, and they're talking about the path of monism. And he's talking, yes, the goal is to become one, to get liberation, to enter in the Brahman. Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. Everything is Brahman. We have to become one with the Brahman. And it doesn't matter if it's bhakti or jnana or yoga or karma. If we get to the Brahman, that's the goal. All these other paths are all the same. So he said, when he's talking like this, then it's a problem. Then he's beating me with a stick. What am I supposed to do? Sometimes we know Advaita sometimes he's preaching this Yoga Vashishta, and Mukunda also goes there and he sits with them and he will agree, yes, yes, very nice, very true. This is a problem. And so he's beating me with a stick. He's supposed to be devotee. Why is he going with all these other non-devotees? Why is he going to hear from all these people who are not talking about devotion? This is why he's beating me with a stick. What kind of person is this? Therefore, I don't want to see him anymore. Don't mention his name, don't bring him to me. So Mukunda had been sitting outside behind a curtain there, and he could hear everything, and he was shedding tears. And he was thinking, today my life is useless. I am going to give up my life. There's no more purpose to my life. I will just give up my life. I'm going to end my life. But he turned to the devotees, he said, just before I end my life, you just ask Mahaprabhu, in the future, will there ever be a time when I can again have the opportunity to associate with him? So they came and they asked Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that in the future, will Mukunda ever be allowed to have your darshan? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, he will get my darshan after 10 million lifetimes. So when Mukunda heard, oh, after 10 million lifetimes, I will get the opportunity to again have the darshan of the Lord. And he became ecstatic and he began to dance. Again I will be able to see him. Again I will be able to get his darshan. He became so joyful. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard how Mukunda was waiting so patiently and so enthusiastically, so that in the future he could again get the darshan of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then he said, bring him here now. So Mukunda was still ecstatic, thinking, again I will get his darshan, again I will get... The devotees had to lead him. He didn't know what he was doing, he didn't know where he was going. the devotees had to just take him and bring him in front of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then he came in front of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he fell on the floor offering his obeisances. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu talked to him and told him, he said, Mahaprabhu said, today you have conquered me. Usually Chaitanya would conquer Mukunda when they would debate logic. But today Lord Chaitanya said, you have conquered me by your pure loving devotion. Right? Krishna can never be conquered, but he is conquered by pure devotion. Jane prayasam udapasya namanta eva jivanti san mukaritam bhavadiya bhartam stane stita shruti gatantan vanmanobir ye prayaso jita jitopi asitais trilokyam. Krishna is called Ajita, never conquered, but ye prayaso jiti, he is conquered by the pure love of his devotees. So because Mukunda was waiting so patiently to get the darshan of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu allowed him to come immediately. And he told Mukunda, he said, you know, for your offenses, going everywhere and associating with all these other people, I was not going to see you for 10 million births. But now we've nullified all that, and the 10 million births has become just simply one moment. And after one moment, you've been brought, now again you can see me. So I'm forgiving you for all your offenses. And this way Lord Chaitanya explained to Mukunda that I'm nullifying all your offenses, that you were going there everywhere. Now, again, you can have my darshan, but behave properly. Don't go everywhere. Show the right behavior to everyone. And then, after hearing the words of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then Mukunda began to offer prayers to the Lord. And he described how one can only see the Lord by devotion. He said, Duryodhana, he could never actually understand, he could never see the real form of the Lord. Duryodhana was so foolish that when Lord Krishna came there to the palace to see Maharaj Dasarath and to plead with him, because Lord Krishna had come there at the request of Maharaj Yudhisthira, that Maharaj Yudhisthira wanted to make some final attempt to avoid the battle of Kurukshetra. And so he had asked Lord Krishna to go there and deliver the message. And of course, Maharaj Dasarath listened to Duryodhana, and Duryodhana said, nothing doing, no way, we're not going to compromise, there has to be war. And then when Krishna was leaving, Duryodhana was so foolish, he tried to arrest Krishna. He thought, let me take Krishna as a prisoner and capture him, he's come alone, nobody's with him. Duryodhana was thinking Krishna was alone. But when Duryodhana tried to arrest Krishna, Krishna just laughed at him. And then Krishna revealed from his body, he said, you think I'm alone? Look. And so many great demigods all came out from the body of Krishna. So many powerful beings, they all came out from Krishna's body. Krishna was showing one kind of universal form from his body. And Krishna just laughed at Duryodhana. You're so stupid. So Mukunda was describing this. He said that Duryodhana, he had no qualification. He could not see Krishna. He could see the universal form, the material form of Krishna, but he couldn't see the pure spiritual form of Krishna. And then similarly also, at the time of the marriage of Rukmini, so many kings had come there to see Shishupala, who was supposed to marry Rukmini. But Rukmini, she wanted to marry Krishna. And her father also, Bhishmaka, he was in favor. He was in favor of his daughter marrying Krishna. So Rukmini wrote a letter to Krishna and asked Krishna to come and take her as his wife. And then just at the time of the marriage, they were bringing Rukmini to the temple, Ambika temple, Ambika, Durga temple, Ambika. And the custom was she would go to see the deity of Ambika, then the marriage would begin. So just at that time, Krishna came and he kidnapped Rukmini and took her away. And all the kings, they're all chasing after Krishna. But they cannot understand who is this Krishna. They're thinking he's just another king. They cannot see his real form because they're not devotees. Without devotion, you cannot see the Lord. But Kubja, although she was a hunchback woman and although she was in the service of Kamsa, she could see Krishna's form. She could understand Krishna as the Supreme Lord. Similarly, the Yagnapatnis, they could understand Krishna. They could see Krishna's form. When the cowherd boys came to beg, they went to the Brahmins, the Yagnik Brahmins, and they wouldn't even speak to the cowherd boys. But the wives of the Brahmins, the Yagnapatnis, they came running. When they heard Krishna is nearby, they came running to bring offerings for them. And then the florists, similarly, the florists, Sudama and Mathura, when Krishna and Balaram came there to see Krishna, the florist immediately offered beautiful flower garlands to decorate Krishna and Balaram because they were devotees. They could understand, they could see Krishna. But Kamsa's laundryman, he could not see Krishna. He could not understand Krishna's identity. They could not actually see, because they had no devotion. So in this way, Mukunda was lamenting his own foolishness. He said, because I have no devotion, so I was so foolish to go to these other places and to hear from them about the path of impersonalism and oneness with the Brahman, because I have no devotion. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then blessed Mukunda. He said, actually, he said, I'm only joking with you. He said, I'm only playing this, doing this punishment with you as a joke. He said, I know your heart. I know that you are actually really the devotee. And I bless you that you will always come and sing for the Lord in all of his different forms, different pastimes. You'll be able to be there to sing for him, to give pleasure. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I eternally reside on the tongue of Mukunda. Because Mukunda was singing so beautifully the glories of the Lord. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I reside on Mukunda's tongue. Devotee wants to use all the senses in the service of Krishna. So Mukunda's service was singing beautiful songs about Krishna's names and pastimes. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu like to hear these songs of Mukunda. Another pastime which took place was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's sannyas. Before Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas, he went to the home of Mukunda Datta and told him, I'm planning to take sannyas. But Mukunda Datta begged him, oh no, please, please my Lord, don't take sannyas yet. Just give a few more days of Sankirtan. Because Mukunda could understand if he's going to take sannyas, there'll be no more kirtan in the home of Srivas Pandit. Because without the Lord there, who will want kirtan? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has to be there for the kirtan. If he's going to take sannyas, he's going to go away. So there will be no more kirtan. It will be unbearable. So Mukunda begged Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, kindly wait just a little longer, please, don't take sannyas yet. So anyway, when the time came for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to take sannyas, Mukunda also went. He was one of the 4 people, was it? Mukunda, Gadadhar, Chandrasekhar, and Nityananda, right, Nityananda, of course. So these 4 people, they all went to Katwa for Lord Chaitanya's sannyas ceremony, and Mukunda is there to sing. They sing the songs for them. So then, of course, they also went with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Puri. And they walked all the way with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. First they went to Shantipur to see Advaita Acharya and bring Mother Sachi so she could see Lord Chaitanya. And then from Shantipur, then they went to Jagannath Puri. So Mukunda went with them also. He traveled with them. And every year Mukunda would go to Jagannath Puri to see the Lord and to take part in the Rath Yatra festival, to take the association of the devotee. So very, very important role in the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Mukunda. And of course his brother was also a very great devotee, Vasudev Datta. I don't know any pastimes about Sridhar Pandit. Can you offer something? Do you know any? Today is the disappearance day of Sridhar Pandit. Was that the place? His place is not far away from here, that we went there one time with Prabhupada. Was that the place in Prabhupada's time? We went there, I think it was 1977, and Prabhupada had Tamal Krishna Goswami speak and Jayapataka Swami speak. Huh? Okay, so any can like to input something on this? Jagannath Rath Yatra, Snan Yatra. What is the significance of the Snan Yatra? I said the birthday of Lord Jagannath. Huh? One of his birthdays. Janmashtami is also his birthday. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Any questions? No? Ah, in payment for... Who said this? Mukunda called Gadadhar. Uh-huh. Oh. Mukunda told Gadadhar, always consider me your servant. So nice, loving dealings between the devotees. Always consider me. Gadadhar and Gopinath, yeah. He's willing to leave Gopinath to go with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is it? Yeah? Yeah. Okay. Is there no more question? So we can finish. Mukunda. Mukunda Datta. I read in Chaitanya Charitamrita said there were two singers in Braja, Madhukanta and Madhuvrata. Vasudev Datta and Mukunda Datta, Madhukanta and Madhuvrata. That's what it says in the Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila. Gauraganadeshtapika says Mukunda is Vrinda. Gaura Lila becomes Mukunda. Yeah. Gadadhar Pandit is Srimati Radharani, so why is it she's not able to recognize Pundarik Vijayanidhi? Why she can't recognize the identity of Pundarik Vijayanidhi? Well, we have to understand they were not revealing themselves initially. Pundarik Vijayanidhi was coming. He was not coming in the mood of just to show himself as being some great, powerful, spiritual personality. He was just coming to visit Mayapur. He was coming to visit the devotees. You know, he's humble soul. At the same time, he's very wealthy. So Gadadhar just looked at the external, and he didn't think about it for very long. But it's an instructive pastime. You could say that it's an important pastime to show us that when you look at somebody, don't try to judge their spiritual position just by their external features. So there's a lesson there for us in that pastime. Because people often do, they simply look at the external features and they don't understand the actual spiritual position of the person. They don't associate with them properly, they don't hear from them for a long time, they just simply look. And you look, oh, he looks nice, oh, this looks good, oh, this doesn't look good, oh, I don't like that. We're just on the bodily platform, on the external platform. So Gadadhar is, of course, he's Srimati Radharani, he's the potency of the Lord, but at the same time he's playing the part of a devotee. So he's they're playing the role, playing the part. This is all lila. And sometimes the pastimes are like that. Sometimes you can say by Yoga Maya. Yoga Maya has two potencies. One is the covering and one is the revealing. So sometimes by Krishna's Yoga Maya, Krishna covers up one person's identity, and the next minute Krishna will reveal through his Yoga Maya potency the position of that person. So it's all under Krishna's potency, Krishna's Yoga Maya. So Srimati Radharani, she's also affected like that. The gopis, they also associate with Krishna. Sometimes, you know, that sometimes they're bewildered by Krishna, and other times they're remembering Krishna. Mother Yashoda looks in Krishna's mouth 1 minute and she can see the whole universe, and she can see all the material manifestation, and she can see herself. And the next minute she can't see anything, she just sees her son. So when 1 minute Yogamaya covers up, next minute Yogamaya reveals, and then covers up again. Just like we're reading about Lord Brahma in the Vimohan Lila. Lord Brahma, or Krishna, Lord Brahma had taken away the cows, and then Krishna replaced them. And so the cows are all Krishna, and the cowherd boys are all Krishna. But nobody knows. Everybody only sees cows and cowherd boys. They don't know it's Krishna, the Yogamaya. It's Yogamaya potency. So we have to understand the power of Krishna's Yogamaya. So it's like that. Aho bakiyam stanak. Okay. Done. Yeah, Mukunda knew what would be the right verse to awaken the proper mood in the hearts of Gadadhar or Pundarik Vijayanidhi. So he sang that verse about Krishna being so merciful, and it awakened the loving ecstasy in Pundarik Vijayanidhi. and then Gadadhar can appreciate better his relationship with Pundarik Vijayinidhi. Oh, we could understand, you didn't see somebody for a long time, you have difficulty to recognize them. So, although there's Srimati Radharani and Maharaj Vrishabhanu, and they've come in Gaura Lila, but they're very different from in Krishna Lila. It takes some time to get to know who's who. Just like you don't see devotees for a long time, you suddenly meet and you think, yeah, I remember you. And you know, you get people, you haven't seen them for a long time, the bodies change. And so similarly, Srimati Radharani, Maharaj Vrishabhanu, you know, they've come in Gaura Lila. It's going to take a little while, you know, before they recognize each person. So it's not immediately obvious, but it didn't take very long. It just took that one sloka, and everything fell into place. And they could understand, Gadadhar could understand, oh, this is my spiritual teacher. It's my guru. Okay? Srimad Srila Prabhupada ki, Mukunda Datta ki, Jagannath Snan Yatra ki, Gaur Premanande Haribol.